And so in today's GeoFessr expedition, we have Germany. Okay, so the main characteristic of Germany in GeoGuessr is that there's something that they're trying to hide. And whatever it is, it's huge. It's all over the country, and like I mean, somewhere back there, I don't know, maybe that's an alley that they're not trying to hide, but the rest of the building. Um, but yeah, it's a huge mystery, like what actually, like is the thing that, requires all of this blurring of things. Could there be some kind of deep dark secret, that Germany has when nobody knows? Okay. Um, Here we have Köln on the truck, and we have this is actually the cathedral in Köln. The cathedral in Köln has these very tall spikes on them. These very tall the what are they called? Spires on the cathedral. They were actually one of the tallest things in the world when they were built. They weren't completed until the 19th century. I think they were completed in like 1880, and they're over 200 meters in height from the bottom to the tip. Um, okay, so Köln is marked on the map as Cologne, the traditional English name. Uh, we don't really know we're there because, that's a truck, right? Trucks move. Silzburgstrasse. Okay. Yeah, we at least know we're not in Berlin from these signs. That'll probably come up later in the stream. Oh, also, we got, an urban round. Because of the limited coverage in Germany, like mostly you get urban rounds. Um, so if you're in a non-urban environment that is German speaking, you're likely to not be in Germany. Um, let's see, Arbeiter Samariterbund. Okay, that's okay. Hofeinfahrt. Yeah. So this looks pretty urban. I can believe that it could be in the city of Köln. Right. So yeah, we're going down the Salzburgstrasse. Okay, so it was. Oh, there's a part of Köln actually called Zilz, which we were in. Okay. Um. So we have this is that tram tracks, right? Um, yeah, so finding the tram is often useful in these sorts of cases, right? Um, that looks like the Vienna sign actually, but gut für Sie und Berlin. Okay, so let's see. We know it for sure that it's in Berlin if we see street signs, which yeah, okay. So you can see here this street sign is very distinctive and tells you that you are in Berlin. Greifswalder Straße. This thing at the end between the A and the E, it's hard to see here, is an SZ. Um, looks a bit like a cursive B in most fonts, although on the on the Berlin street signs, the SZ actually looks a bit like an L and a Z stuck together. So it looks almost like it says Stralze, but it's Strasse. Um, okay, so in this case, Greifswalder Strasse, and that we're in Berlin. And the Berlin boundary, because it's a state, is actually marked on on the map. Um, so that's very useful. Oh, there's the okay. This is an Easterman TV tower. These were actually a design set up to make it very difficult to knock the station off the air or submit alternative programming, to it, by taking over the tower and transmitting your own. Um, so that then it has to be on the Easterman side, right? Um, and let's see. So we have sort of a north-south tram track. Um, that may be on the map actually. TV tower. Would be Fernsehturm or yeah. And so it also from this way it looks like we're near the center, right? Okay. So let's see. So to our south we have that. We have the oh, we're on this thing. We can just see if we can find the name of the station. Right? I mean those are okay. Um, okay. Right, there was no name of the station, I guess. I mean those things just, they're okay. Here's Friedrichshain was okay. Can I find yeah, yeah, see there Berliner Fernsehturm. That was what I was talking about, is that TV tower. Um and so this around Bahnhof Alexanderplatz, must have been then East Berlin. That the Brandenburg Gate was right on the border right here, and that's in this area, right? Um, hmm. Okay, and so here Mitte, is the old city center. Um, okay, you also notice that the center of Berlin has very few extremely old buildings in it, right? It's the buildings you see were built in the last 200 years. um it's not old the way that like Amsterdam is, or Prague even. um okay, so here railroad tracks, electrified. They look like they're normal gauge, right? 1.462 meter. You can't really tell, but they're not little things. Like they're apparently normal sized railroad tracks. Um, okay. Bremen or Lesum. Okay. Bremen is actually does have the status of a state uh, for some reason, but it has two pieces. There's Bremen and there's Bremerhaven up here. And I think usually if something is in Bremerhaven, they will actually say Bremerhaven, and not that Bremen, if referred to by itself, usually does mean the actual city, right? Um, yeah, and it looked like kind of peripheral, right? Didn't look like we were in a city center. This is very much a suburb sort of location. Bremer Paletten Kontor, so there's another reference to Bremen. Um, okay. Oh yeah, that's another one. Is that on that it was Bremer, meaning from Bremen, and so that's that you'll see that form sometimes. Um, okay, so we have yeah, that's interesting. Somebody with some foreign flags up. Okay, so we're coming up to let's see, is this a ramp over an expressway? No, this is a ramp over a railroad track. Um, okay. So this is, then, has to be a big, like sort of high-speed rail track or something like that goes that way. Could we be like out here? Is there one coming out? Okay, so oh, this is interesting. Bremen is down here, but up here there's this is called Bremen Mitte. That's very odd. Um, yeah, so we were actually close to a railroad station on Bremen Burg there. Um, let's see. Yeah, this is called Burger Heerstraße. Okay, so Burg is the Burg yeah, this must have been some place annexed by the city. Um, okay. Tiergarten Nürnberg. Okay, so this is in Nuremberg. Sign is for the zoo. Um, you'll notice, German form is Nürnberg, but it's marked as Nuremberg on the map, traditional English form. Um, and Nuremberg is in northern Bavaria. Um, and they're actually kind of touchy about that. Like that. They the state is called Bavaria, but people from Nuremberg often do not identify as, I guess you could call it, ethnic Bavarians. They see themselves as being different. Um, and like long ago, that had to do with religious division. That Bavaria was a highly Catholic state, and that Nuremberg was, first of all Protestant, and secondly was in those days not part of Bavaria. Um, okay, so we have 53 and 52. Yeah, yeah. So we're on the Autobahn, right? 53, 52. Okay, that's right. It doesn't go through the middle of the city. Um, wait, where's 53? There's 73. Let's see, Nuremberg Ost, Nuremberg Fischbach. That would be the other thing to look for is where's Fischbach. Um, and they call it Nuremberg Fischbach, which suggests that it is part of the city, right? So it should maybe be in this typeface here. Um, Fischbach is there. Um, so it's 52 Nuremberg Fischbach, 1,000 meters. Um, okay, speed limit is 120. You'll notice the thing about there not being speed limits on the Autobahn is, of limited relevance, it turns out. Um, yeah, so this is maybe up here. Wait, it was okay, so it was closer to Fischbach than that. You'll notice that Fischbach is actually a detached village. In fact, here it's referred to as Fischbach bei Nürnberg. So here the the municipal limits, are somewhat larger than the physical city, which is fairly common in Europe. Um, and as I remember, I've seen how that works. That in Germany, they're hiding that house. I wonder why. What's going on in this house, and why are there so many things that have to be hidden in Germany? Um, and of course, the biggest thing that they appear to be hiding is a lot of the countryside. Okay, we're in Berlin again. That's a very common result here. And so here, what I was saying about, very distinctive, here you can see it a lot better, very distinctive white signs with blue type, this particular font. And there, there's the Strasse there. There's the Eszett, that this uh, is stand, that this is a double Strasse has a double S in Switzerland and an Eszett in Austria and Germany. Okay, so and so it's at the corner. Okay, and Blankertsweg and Ostdorfer Straße. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna find it. This is not very central. Um, we need something that will give us a better fix on the location. Um, yeah, so we're on the lookout for transit stops, major roads, train stations. Um, let's see. Does this? Yeah, hard to say with the buildings if it looks Eastern or not, and that East Germany had its own separate version of the the Soviet Union seems to have had one apartment building design. Um, that there's some of that in Eastern Germany, but not as much. I think because that the population already lived in cities before the communist period, whereas in the Soviet Union they were starting from a very rural country, and so that the Soviet Union actually really did build the cities from a fairly low level of development. Um, let's see. So we have yeah. So it was near the edge. Yeah. I mean, maybe we could have ended up finding this. Okay, the station with an S. That these are specialized. S is for S-Bahn. These are lines with frequent stops in metropolitan areas. Are the S-Bahn. Um, and then they don't have S-Bahn in smaller cities. That it's only the larger metropolitan areas. Um, and I think there are cases where there's S-Bahns linking together nearby cities like I think there's some of those around in Lake Sachsen and of course in this area is full where there's a decentralized area of large cities here, the Rhine Ruhr region, um, that this obviously has a comprehensive S-Bahn network, connecting all of the cities together. Um, had I not played it before, that's interesting. Um, oh, I got a gold. That's why. That's why I. Okay, I had a silver before. Okay, so that explains it. Okay, like the map and play again. Mariendorf, it looks like. I can't really tell. Yeah, this looks. Oh, yeah, I think these might be the East German apartments. Um, yeah, I think that's what this is. Okay, which makes me think, East Berlin, Dresden is a possibility with this. Um, and the German rounds, as I said, tend to be. Um, yeah, those are the. Are those still the Berlin signs? They look like them. Uh, I think those are the Berlin signs. Uh, the Dresden signs I've seen from, and I've actually been there. The Dresden signs are blue with white lettering, and they look nothing like these. Um, okay, so we have Imbrosweg, Dardanellenweg. Yeah, so I think that this is Eastern, right? Remember, Cold War division of Berlin, so that this side was on the east side of the wall. Um, let's see, La Pianta Beer Garden. Let's see, Nema Supermarkt. Yep. Oh, also, you know, that that prices are in euros. I mentioned that because in Switzerland they're not. Switzerland has a currency, but I think Swiss currency is similar in size. It might be difficult to use that to differentiate the two. Um, okay, so we have. Okay, as I said, those do look like the Vienna signs, but this is Berlin. Okay, so we have timeout. Okay, yeah. So a lot of these, it's clear that I would have been able to get a much better score if I didn't have them timing out after 3 minutes. Which, of course, this is a more of an educational stream than anything else. Sometimes I don't even guess because I'm distracted by commenting on what's being seen here. Um, and so I do have a viewers. Okay, so that just to keep this going, we have okay. That definitely looks like it could be an Easterman sculpture. From the artistic style, we have Technische Universität. Wait, if this is Dresden, I've been here. Which this the Dresden Technische Universität does look like this. Those aren't the Dresden signs, no. The Dresden signs are blue and white, but they don't look like that. Um, München. Okay, so this is Munich. So München is Munich. Yeah. Just looking at the map here, I'm trying to think if there's any. Yeah. So Köln is Cologne. Um, and yeah, and there's if I think of, oh yeah, and Nuremberg is Nuremberg. That those are, ones where the German is different from the traditional English on the map. Um, okay, RC Strasse. Let's see. Let's see. I'm wondering if where is the see Technische Universität? That's that may be findable on the map, right? Is the university, but Einbahnstraße, one way. Theresienstraße. Löwenstark. Much stronger than Löwenbräu. Right. Um, yeah, just what is Germany hiding everywhere? I mean, think of how many Barbara Streisands you could fit in those blurs. That it must be something huge, and like why don't we get to know about it? Yeah. And I don't remember seeing any blurs walking around Germany either. Like that they're that I don't know. I mean, at the time, Street View didn't exist. I didn't actually try. Like walking into a building that was blurred out. Like you know maybe something happens in real life. Okay, so this sign, that's not Dresden, again, although it is blue and white. Um, but yeah, you'll notice we haven't even gotten a small city round yet. It's been Bremen, Nuremberg, Berlin, Köln, Gertigstrasse. Oh, this one actually looks like it could be different from that other sign, which I don't know. Could we have walked across a municipal boundary without noticing? Like maybe you could do that around in that area, in the Ruhr area. Right? You could walk from like Essen into Gelsenkirchen or whatever. There's so many cities in that area. Um, no, Hamburg. Okay. Um, yeah. Oh, we were. Hmm. Let's see. Mühlenkamp, Gertigstrasse. Um, I'm thinking this is not dead center because, like there aren't old buildings. These are, hmm. And, certainly in Germany you do get areas of World War II destruction, like um, where you will see, all new buildings in a city center. But let's see, Mühlenkamp. Okay. Yeah, so I walked out onto, okay, Gertrigstrasse is there. Is this Mühlenkamp? Yeah, that's Mühlenkamp. Okay. Um, Yeah, so let's see. So this neighbor, okay, so now we're in, like sort of a suburban area. As I said, rural rounds are unusual in Germany because of the limitations on coverage. Um, and I still want to know what they're hiding, like yeah, and like, I mean, they usually aren't that security minded. I mean, I did actually walk right into Germany from the Czech Republic before the Schengen Agreement existed, right? Um, Fenster und Türen aus Polen. So, wait, why would you want Polish windows and doors? I mean, I guess, I haven't played Poland yet in the series, so I don't, maybe there's a reason why they want them. Um, okay. Um, let's see. So, Rosenthaler Wackenbergstraße. Oh, Pankow is part of Berlin, as I remember, right? That's or a town near it. I can't remember which. Yeah, there's Pankow. Um, uh, yeah, Buchholz, that's here. Um, okay. So this was the edge of Blankenfelde. There's Blankenfelde. There's some kind of official status for these parts of Berlin. I don't know exactly how it works. They aren't numbered, like sections of, Vienna or Prague, but or Paris for that matter. But let's see, Rosenthaler, Blankenfelder. Let's see, there's Blankenburger. No, we want Blankenfelder Chaussee, I think is so it's not a Strasse. Uh, Chaussee often is a big boulevard sort of place. Um, no, that's, let's see, Blankenfelder and Rosenfelder. Okay, so that makes sense. It being right next to Blankenfelde is that it was up here. Um, yeah, so that's Blankenfelder Chaussee. Um, yeah, Rosenthaler Weg. Okay. Um, I like it. It's very German. Uh, wow, I got a rural round. Okay, watch. I'm gonna walk up the hill, and then it's going to turn out to be in Berlin. Um, nope. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. So northern Germany is very flat. Um, this is not. I'm thinking this is sort of it gets hillier and hillier as you go south until you encounter the Alps. Um, I'm thinking this is around maybe this area. Um, so we may be near Frankfurt. Um, let's see, Sixt rent a truck. Those are the Berlin signs that we saw, certainly. Although those may be, yeah, I think those are probably just very general, right? That there's, because they even have them in Vienna. Um, Oh yeah, another thing is that the German coverage is um it's not that high of quality, you know. I think it's, what they call generation 2, that essentially they aren't, yeah, and also it's, it's not being updated, like, so it becomes increasingly out of date. Um, that I guess what actually happened with the Street View is that, that Google did, uh, initial Street View, and that, that they actually passed a law against it, because of concerns about privacy. Um, and I should point out that, uh, if you look on, certainly on Google Earth, there actually, Germany does have some of the best stereoscopic aerial views. The ones with the 3D buildings, determined by taking images from different directions. Um, and that does give you a significant amount of the functionality of the street view, without taking, close up pictures at all. Like, the resolution is on the order of a few meters in those stereoscopic views. So you can't, for instance, read signs in it, but you know where the buildings are from that. Okay. So it was yeah, I was expecting it to be on the edge of a city, but it wasn't. Okay. So this is, it just calls it Arcade Nebra. Um yeah, so there was a nearby station here, Wangen. Then Wangen is in type, suggesting that it's part of something larger. Okay, probably Nebra. Uh, so here there was just, that the rural municipalities are consolidated, and so there's no longer one village per unit, which, that's fairly normal in European municipalities because there are so many villages. Okay, so got 19,567. Okay, so I do, three of these. So got one more. Okay, so here you can see, like, what German houses look like. That it's, looks, not unusual for Western Europe. It doesn't look exactly like the Netherlands. It does have some similarities, but the Netherlands, it's like they had one architect for the whole country. That things are very standardized. Okay, we have Pausmühlenkamp. So, okay, those are not the Berlin signs. Again, like, there's so many things that they're hiding from us. What are they hiding? Um, let's see, pkv.de. Okay, so we have tram tracks, which, like, we're not in a small town. Um, Weidenstrasse. Sometimes looking at the tram itself, is useful, except, that they don't do the coverage all at the same time, right? You can walk a short distance, and, it will be, the next time the car drove by, could be sometimes, I mean, sometimes, you'll get, noticeable seasonal shift walking down the road. Um, let's see, Donnerstrasse. I think I may have seen those street signs before. Like, this is Köln, or let's see, Der Nationale Integrationsplan. Um, Let's see, Die Bundesregierung. Okay, it's a government sign. Um, um, let's see, Münster, was that Münsterstraße, which would be, um, yeah, the stop was just something Straße. Essen, okay. Essen is in, the Rhine-Ruhr complex. Okay. Um, so was it? Yeah, it was Essen. Um, Ronzaustraße. Um, let's see, Mobilheime. Yeah, I'm wondering actually if that street sign design in the last round, it may be that whole region has the same ones. Um, I don't know how these things work, of course. I just have to observe. Hammerstrasse. See, it's very similar looking to that last round. Um, let's see, Hopfen malts. Um, Imtech. Oh, there's a U station and an S station. A U station is a major metropolitan subway, and an S is, a commuter rail type place. So this makes me think, okay, Berlin 24 Lübeck. Um, let's see, Elbbrücken. That's bridge over the Elbe, which means that maybe we're in Hamburg and Centrum. Elbe also could be Dresden, but this doesn't look like Dresden. Wait, is that the? No, I thought that might be a rail clock. Okay, CNAs I've seen before are, Germany and nearby countries. Um, oh, Hamburg, yeah. So that's where we are. Yeah, we're somewhere out. Yeah, I'm thinking we're somewhere not close to the center. But it had an U-Bahn sign, right? Yeah, there's U stops marked and S's. So the U and the S are, both large metropolitan systems, and some cities have S and not U. Like Dresden, for instance, I think has S and not U. Um, um, Wonsbeker Marktstraße. Um, okay, so it was out here. Yeah, okay, so Wonsbeker Chaussee has an S and a U stop here. Okay, and then yeah, there's multiple ones. You can see S also, Bahnhof Hasselbrook. Um, you hear Vonsbeck marked is a U station and not an S, so there must be a U line and the S. You'll notice the S line is marked, the U line is not, um, because the S line they're classifying as a railroad track, and the U is a different system. Um, okay, we have Horst Schulmeier. Berlin. Okay. Um, yeah. So you'll notice, almost all German rounds are in cities because of the coverage limitations. Um, Zardisstrasse. Um, Zintisstrasse. Okay. Um, um, yeah. So this, I'm thinking this is outlying West Berlin, right? It doesn't. Uh, I'm thinking these are not Eastern buildings. Um, Charlottenburg or someplace like that. Um, Bitte auch Schuhe. Yeah, these are donation boxes. Oh, Paarweise gebündelt. It's telling you to tie the shoes together. Um, okay. Okay, so we had, yeah, so no obvious, okay, we can't really see the stop name easily. Um, that the resolution on this stuff, as I said, is not actually very good. Like you're not going to find any Generation 4 coverage in Germany because they banned the service before it existed. Um, okay. Um, it was south side, uh, this Marienfeld area. Yeah, you can see here again, there's an S line, Bukow or Jose, um, Marienfelde, uh, Attila Strasse. Okay, that's interesting. There's a street named after Attila. Yeah, in Germany, that's not as weird, like they're thinking of the character in the Ring Cycle, actually, the Wagner operas, that the ancient Germanic tribes, tended to have a legend of Attila as being, surprisingly friendly. And so then you have Der Keller, Holztechnik, Hübner Pilsner, um, Soccer Center Mannheim. So again, following the yeah. So that's another large city, right? Mannheim is between Frankfurt and Stuttgart, near this corner of the hexagon here. That the hexagon of France, and that this corner, is next to Karlsruhe, and then north, and then there's Mannheim, Stuttgart. This area is very densely populated here. Um, that we have. Let's see, Soccer Center Mannheim. Um, okay, so this has to be somewhere out in in maybe the peripheral parts. Wait, okay, there's a state line here that this part is in part of Hesse. Um, okay, maybe out here. Um, Oh, here Rhein-Neckar Zentrum. Rhein-Neckar is refers to the junction of the rivers at Mannheim. There's Rhein-Neckar and is Mannheim. Um, Main-Rhine is a reference to the Frankfurt area, although the junction of the rivers is actually out in Mainz out here. Um, and Rhine-Ruhr is this area. Um, Volkswagen, they've come up numerous times before in the stream, particularly in Latin America, where they have a strong love affair with Volkswagen. But here we can actually see a Volkswagen dealership in Germany itself. Okay. Um, at least you're allowed to see Volkswagen. They have nothing to hide. Let's see, Edeka Aktivmarkt. Um, right. Von Millerstraße. Okay. I do not recognize that street sign style. Um, it's not Berlin because the typeface is, typeface is wrong, although Berlin has the white signs. Um, okay, it's not Dresden. Um, yeah, it's not some place that we've seen so far in this stream, I think. Um, those look potentially like they could be the Eastern architecture, although, yeah, if it is Eastern architecture and it's not Berlin and it's not Dresden, where else could it be? Leipzig? Um, could be a could be a smaller city, like Rostock or are we stuck in a little piece of coverage? It looks like we could be. Yeah, especially yeah. Yeah, that oh by the way, on these things I wondered about the H stands for Haltestelle. It means, the place where it stops. Um Although I have not seen, for some reason German stop signs do not say halt on them, which would be awesome. Um oh, there's a flag which is fairly unusual for Germany, and a wood pile which, is that a fence? Maybe that's a fence. Yeah, a wood pile would be kind of a weird thing in an urban area, especially, like none of those logs were split and they were all small, like so. Yeah, maybe it's not Eastern. Let's see, Mülheimer Straße. Yeah, also if you see the don't and walk and the walk and don't walk signs, the walk sign, you will sometimes see the old East German design for the man on the thing, called Ampelmann. Um, you know, uh, yeah, I think we might be stuck in a little piece of coverage not connected to the rest of the universe. Someplace Germany didn't want me to leave. Oh, no wonder Germany didn't want me to leave. That was Bielefeld. Bielefeld doesn't even exist. Okay. No, no, no issue there. Yep. Yeah, non-existence, is right in the a big thing for Bielefeld, so gibt es gar nichts, the city slogan, right? Of course it doesn't exist. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, interesting round to close out on, actually, that we cracked it, like the reason for all of that, like the main thing that they're hiding, it's Bielefeld. That Yeah, so if and then like since Bielefeld doesn't exist, like what was that at the end? Like it maybe it was Leipzig. I don't know. Um, yeah, so I guess we've got three games now, so we're done with the stream, and so then our next country will be in alphabetical order according to domain name, and so I believe that is Denmark.